Well, it's getting warm out. I was going to stop to have a little bit of a lunch break. I gotta remember where I put all that stuff at. Here's my stove. This is one of those Peak stove, Peak 1 by Coleman. Get it out of the wind. There we go. I got 2 this morning. That was it. Wish I got a little more. Go back out this afternoon. A little breezy today. It's damn windy today. Maybe it'll settle down by sundown. Gonna meet the boys out at the better spot. We're having beef stroganoff with noodles today. Best Buy, October 2047. Let that water come up to a boil. Suppose they just put it right in the bag and eat away. It's not too bad of a little camp stove. I wanted to try that Walmart kind one, but they didn't have that there. Thought I'll just go with this one. I brought some of my reloads out of my 45 APC. I brought the chronograph. Maybe I'll do a little shooting to see how well they're doing before we leave. It is different though, not having the boys with you. I hurt my ankle back in 09, so it's really hard for me to walk around, you know, through the grass and find sticks, fall right over. What? Did alright, kind of nice. You know, nice and quiet this morning. I could hear everything. A lot of crickets out there. Seem to stay lit pretty good. But I gotta keep it out of the wind. Well, that didn't take long at all. I think I had that water boiling in less than 3 minutes. It was only a cup of water though. I think it says 10 minutes. It says stir every 4. Bad. And the wind is really kicking around today pretty good. Drove around this morning quite a bit. Went and checked out another area, but that was just had ankle deep water in the whole thing. The other place that we're going to this afternoon, that's where we were last year. I think it was a couple of weekends after opener. It just poured. It rained all day. This year's been a lot drier at the end. At least the crops didn't get flooded out. My friend's up north. He's harvested. They should be about done with their spring wheat. Probably getting ready for corn. We haven't had a good rain for about 2 weeks. It's kind of weird. My garden's done. I quit watering that, but we got so busy at work. It seems like it's one train after the other train. Kind of sucks. Then again, money's always nice. A lot of times it ain't about money. If you live within your needs, you don't have to spend all that much. I've taken the first off for the last, in 2011, I moved out here. And I didn't have my family out here with me yet, so I worked through that one. I didn't stop. I started on September 1st, and now this year is the start of my 10th year for this company. You know, and it's different. It's not like an average job. You know, we have office hours from 7 to 4, but a train could come in 150 miles away, 2 hours to get there. I say its spot time is at 1 a.m. So at 11 p.m. the day before, you're leaving to go out to that shuttle to load whatever it is. And some places, you know, they can load a shuttle in 6-7 hours. And other places, they're going to struggle. You know, and what can go wrong will go wrong in the grain business, especially with elevators. If it ain't one thing, it's another. sometimes you're spending 12, 13 hours load time standing on your feet the whole time. You don't get much of a break. So you're not going fast, but it's just, man, it kills you. Then they'll load 60 cars in 4 hours, and then you're down for 2 or 3 hours just twiddling your thumbs, and we're going to try it, and that doesn't work out either. But then, then you got to come back, which is 2 hours back, and then, if it's wheat, you could have a falling number, a VOM. If it's corn, it's usually aflatoxin. You have to grind that all up when you get back and run those tests. Falling numbers, you can only run 2 at a time, and it takes about 300 to 400 seconds. Well, heck, that's 10 minutes. And usually it's a 5-car composite, which makes it 23 to 24 samples. That's an extra 2 hours. 2.5 hours at the office at the end of your day. And then finally, when you get everything wrapped up, you can go home. You got to fill out your paperwork. I've seen a lot of people come and go. You don't make great hourly wage, but your consistent overtime it's worth it. I don't think I could find another job in the little town that we live in that would pay as much, well, 10 years in. But even then, what agriculture job pays well? They don't. They pay the basic minimum so those people can move along in life. They got good health insurance and stuff like that. Well, they better, because you're sucking in dust for 40 years of your life. A lot of these old timers are passing away and stuff like that. It's been about 10 minutes. Beef stroganoff with noodles. Make it all fit in a cup or just eat it out of the bag. Well, ain't too bad. It's actually pretty good. Wish I'd have brought a soda. I like it living here better than what I did in the city. I worked construction in the city, and that's what, in 2009, I had a roof collapse under me and fell like 30 feet and crushed my ankle, impacted it. I didn't think it was that bad when I went into the hospital. I'll probably be up and walking in a couple hours. And when I got in there, the doctor said, well, you're going to have surgery immediately. And I could tell that I had internal bleeding in my ankle. It was getting huge. And I said, look, let's do it. 4 hours later, I woke up, and the first thing that doctor said to me was, I was able to save your foot. Heart kind of sank right there. I was able to save your foot. All right, I got my foot. They didn't have to amputate it. But I guess it just crushed everything down there. I got 16 screws, 2 plates, and something else down there. I don't know what the heck it is. And I had a disconnect on one of the bones where it didn't grow back together, so the only thing holding that together is the plate. And oh, go get it fixed. Go get it fixed. Well, then I'm out. I'm out for at least 3 months. And then I don't know if I could live off the hourly wage that I make. I count on that overtime. But the boys are working. I've been thinking about it, but I wonder how long I'll be out. I wonder, where do they get the other bone from to fix that disconnect? I had one doctor tell me that, well, they'll just break it again and fuse it, and that'll be the end of it. And you won't have any motion in your ankle at all anymore. And I got a little motion, but you finish those trains, you get 11, 12 hours in, my boot's cutting off the circulation to my foot. One part of my ankle hangs over my foot, so that just totally, that's a bummer. I wished it had never happened. but you can't look at it that way. You have to go on. You know, there's other people that are missing their feet, but they look like they're getting around better than me. You know, and you don't realize how much you count on an ankle until you hurt it. You know, if you ever sprained your ankle, you'd realize that you really need your ankle. A knee, that's another thing, you know. But your ankle has, you know, it can move in different directions, and your push-off power. Some days I can barely stand it. You know, I always tell my wife it's like a motor that runs. You know, some nights it's running. You know, if 10 grand was the max, the red line, it's pushing it. You know, 9, 8,000. And you know, other days ain't so bad. But I could definitely tell when the weather's going to change with that ankle. It happened in 09. It's already 2020, I think. Today it's September 1st. What do you do? Just go on living? I'm not that old. You know, and I could tell that, you know, my way of life has gone down greatly. And then to top it all off, I don't think other people notice, you know. I keep it to myself. I don't want other people worrying about it. It's not their problem, it's mine. What do you do though?